Hi, today in the lair I want to honor one of my favorite movies, as I've mentioned before, numerous times I might say, and I will never get tired of saying it, and I want to honor it as perfectly as I can, that what I'm saying is actually scripted, because I don't want to mess it up. As you all know, I love movies with a passion. I'd rather spend the day watching movies than going outside. Because, movies inspire me, they astonish me, and they amaze me. And The Fly is no exception. I remember watching this movie for the first time when I was like 6 years old on public TV. In Spanish, because I remember that the channel we watched it in was Telefutura. Although I'm not sure if it was actually the first time I actually saw the movie, because I remember me and my sister being so excited that they were gonna air it on TV, and begging my mom and dad just to stay a little bit late to get to watch it. Although it was probably bad parenting because, to let us watch a R-rated movie. But for my luck, I would fall asleep in the first 30 minutes, so I never knew what happened after. But I always remember the movie that even, when the 20th anniversary DVD came out, I actually begged my dad to buy it. He always said no because he couldn't probably not afford it, or he still didn't want me to actually watch the full movie. And it did disappoint me. But the movie still never left my head. A couple of years later went by. I was probably 10 now, maybe 11, or somewhere in my early teen years. We came to live to Mexico, and I saw the movie once again in a DVD bootleg store. This time as a 2-pack that had The Fly 1 and The Fly 2. This time I didn't doubt it, and since it was cheap, I actually bought it. But I don't encourage buying bootlegs. So this was the first time I watched it entirely. I remember being amazed, saying, wow, that is a cool movie, because of the effects that they use, being practical effects. I remember then watching part 1 and 2 in a row, and then after that I went to eat, which wasn't a pretty good idea because after that I was grossed out for the entire day, and I think it was the first time the movie actually did gross me out, and actually ending up sick for the rest of the day. Fast forward, after watching it a couple of times, it wasn't until my early 20s that I actually rewatched it again, and finally understanding the entirety of the movie, that this isn't your typical monster movie. It's more to that. It's a movie that shows you that in a blink of an eye, life can happen and that everyone you know and love will disappear. That is the true horror of this movie. Seeing how Veronica starts to lose Seth because of what he did. Seeing how desperate he gets because he can't find a cure, while slowly turning into something he's not. And that translates very well to the real world. Because who hasn't gone through something like that? I did. Long story short, my dad had this horrible eye infection, and I know for sure that he suffered a lot. But we as a family also suffered by seeing him suffer, seeing him so desperate to find a cure. Luckily he was able to save his eye, but unfortunately not his eyesight. But this is what I'm trying to say. The Fly shows us that everyone is vulnerable to whatever happens in life. After this happened to me, rewatching this movie again once again felt so different. I understood it even more. The pain of the characters felt bigger, and that is the magic of movies. They make you feel like you're in them. This movie is also proof that practical effects will always be better than CGI. All it takes is some makeup, creativity, and some excellent acting. Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis deliver their greatest performance yet.
I told you I'm scared to do it. What do I have to say? I'm not gonna do it.
You're a fucking drag, you know that? You're afraid to be destroyed and recreated, aren't you? I bet you think that you woke me up about the flesh, don't you? But you only know society's straight line about the flesh. Deep, penetrating dive into the plasma pool.
And they deserved to win an Oscar, just like special effects won the Oscar. Howard Shore delivers an amazing score. This innocent score starts to transform with the character that starts growing confident, powerful, to scared, desperate, to finally giving up and disappear. And you feel every beat of it. Not to mention Brian Ferry's underrated hit, Help Me. Which I feel gives us the words of a man who's trying to look for his way back to humanity. And of course, David Cronenberg, for giving us one of the greatest remakes of all time. For that Cronenberg touch he gave to the script and made it to what we all know and love about this movie. Today marks 40 years that this movie released. And although I'm just a guy with a small channel, I want to show my appreciation to what all of you made possible. Because out of all the movies I love, this is one of those movies that probably truly inspire me to one day work at the movies, to make movie magic. These are movies done in the right way. The Fly is more than a body horror. It's a tragic love story. A story that says keep those you love close and hold them tight, because you never know when life will strike. Happy 40th anniversary to The Fly. I know there isn't a big fandom or big announcements for its anniversary, but I do want to point out that there are cinemas in the US screening the movie, so if you have the chance to support it, please do. I know that Funko recently released a Funko Pop based on Brundlefly, and I really hope to get mine soon. But I'm just glad to see that there actually is a little bit of love for this movie, an underrated movie. We didn't get a 4K release as I thought, but it didn't stop my imagination, and decided to make this 40th anniversary trailer. This would be all for this video. Thank you all for watching, and once again, happy 40th anniversary to David Cronenberg's The Fly.
What am I working on? I'm working on something that'll change the world and human life as we know it. Human teleportation, molecular decimation, breakdown, and reformation is inherently purging. It makes a man a king. From the moment I walked out of the pod, I felt like $1 million. What are we waiting for? Let's do it.
You're changing, Seth. Everything about you is changing. Something happened when you went through, Seth. You've got to get some help. I think you must be sick.
What's happening to me? Am I dying? A fly got into the transmitter pod with me that first time when I was alone.
I have to go back to him. I don't believe this.
The computer
Oh,
confused. There weren't supposed to be two separate genetic patterns, and it decided to splice us together.
How did it feel going through? What did it feel like?
Felt like stuck.
Saying I'm an insect who dreamt he was a man and loved it. But now the dream is over. And the insect is awake. Please, please help me.